Now, the most accurate weather forecast in South Texas with meteorologist Juan Acuna.
Welcome back, everyone. This week has certainly been a whole lot different than last week. We went from a whole lot of rainfall to a whole lot of sunshine for us here. And right now we're just looking at a few low-level clouds that are across the region, some fair weather cumulus. And actually there's a little bit of some light shower activity off in the Gulf of Mexico, but that's where that's going to stay. Unfortunately, we are going to be a high and dry here. As we look at the weather pattern, no matter where you go across the state, it is really hot, and that's starting to extend up into the Central Plains. We have a dry line that's off in West Texas, so we get some showers and storms igniting off of that. And of course, high pressure is still sitting off in the Gulf of Mexico, and it's going to continue to sit there and deliver us southeasterly winds for at least the next 7 days. But they do start to get a little bit gusty as we head on into the end of the week. The storm system we continue to track, it's all the active weather has moved over to the northeast at this point, and they're looking at a lot of rainfall for those folks. A little bit of slightly cooler temperatures, but not a whole lot. And again, those 90-degree temperatures have now made their way all into the Central Plains. High pressure is controlling the western half of the United States, so there's not a whole lot to look forward to as we go on into the next several days. We talked about high pressure taking over yesterday. It's still in the process as of right now. The dome is basically sitting right on top of the Panhandle and into portions of West Texas over New Mexico essentially. But as we go on into Friday and Saturday, there it comes right over the state of Texas. We're looking at hot, humid, and windy conditions because an upper level low is going to swing and dig into the desert southwest. So that tightens up the pressure gradient. So we look for more wind for the end of the week. And a wild card here, we're still tracking some of that Saharan dust, and it is forecast to make its way into the coastal bend on Friday and Saturday. So that's going to make things pretty hazy out there. And even as we go into Sunday and Monday, as the high pressure begins to move off to the east, we're still going to be under its influence, and it's still going to be hazy, hot, humid as well. And the winds a little bit on the windy side too. So as we take a look at the tropics right now, over into the Pacific, things are actually pretty active out there. We have two areas of concern at this point. They're not named storms just yet, but they are getting their act together, and environmental conditions are conducive for development. Over on into the Gulf of Mexico, it's pretty quiet out there. That's pretty nice, huh? And even off into the Caribbean as well, not a whole lot to look at. In fact, the entire Atlantic looks pretty decent at this point. No clouds. There's a big storm system coming off of the coast of Africa right here. But as we go forward in the time, there's plenty of dry air out ahead of this, and within all that dry air, that's where the Saharan dust is located at this point. And it's just going to continue to be transported all the way across the Atlantic, and that's about a 5,000-mile trip. And as I mentioned, making its way here as we go on into the weekend. But cooler than normal sea surface temperatures are right off of the coast of Africa. So what this is going to do is suppress any type of tropical development, and that is certainly a plus here. There's a Saharan dust at this point. As we look at the forecast as we go into the next couple of days, all this green is what's making its way on into the Gulf of Mexico and will pay us a visit later on. 88 right now, as high as 96 out in George West. Triple-digit heat all across the coastal bend. Evening forecast for tonight takes us into the lower 80s, and future tracker for tomorrow still looking at plenty of sunshine. Again, a couple of little coastal sea breeze showers, but unfortunately it's not going to be amounting to a whole lot. Our NEC Co-op Energy 7-day forecast, 78-92 tomorrow, 79-93 on Friday. Hazy and windy on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Summertime heat all the way until next week. The 4th of July looks pretty good, but it's hot out there with an afternoon high of 95. Lee, Priscilla.